good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's version of the 3-Minute Pep Talk. We have Sandra Turner with us tonight from the Halton Region Conservation Authority, and she's going to tell us all about her really cool program called From the Ground Up Environmental Education. Philippe Armando, let's go to line one where Sandra's waiting. Greetings, Sandra, and welcome to my 3-Minute Pep Talk. Tonight, I'm representing the Canadian Tree Fund to get to the root of the matter of your tremendous program that you offered last year through the Halton Region Conservation Authority. The program, called From the Ground Up Environmental Education, was held in Georgetown, Ontario, and was supported with funding by the Canadian Tree Fund through the Jack Kimmel grant. So, Sandra, can you tell me, how did this whole initiative evolve?
Two factors contributed to the evolution of the From the Ground Up program. So the first one was the Halton Watershed Report Card. Across the province, conservation authorities produce a snapshot of the health of their watersheds every 5 years. And they report on 4 environmental factors, and that includes groundwater, surface water, forest condition, and impervious cover. And forest condition is really important because the forest cover can impact the other environmental measures. Right. So in Halton, our forest condition ranges from excellent to very poor, with about half of the watershed coming in the poor range. So we're working really hard with communities to reverse this trend with programs like From the Ground Up, where we have neighborhood working to steward the natural areas in the forest and improve forest cover.
It looked like quite the undertaking. I saw that you had like 354 students involved from at least 2 different schools from grade 6 to 9. You planted over 675 native trees and shrubs and cleared approximately 400 invasive plants. And you engaged 16 local volunteers. To me, it says that this project had a very wide scope in your community. And also you were collecting seeds and treating landscapes for the invasive and planting the right trees in the right place. So, and you even tackled riparian rescue. So aside from the amazing legacy work that you've done here, do you think there's a possibility that you've launched any or generally steered any of the students into a post-education stream of natural environment studies? You think you lit any fires?
Yes, I think so. In every group that comes out, there are some kids who have a particular interest and enthusiasm for conservation and the natural environment. When teachers are interested, Conservation Halton staff and our municipal partners will go over our schooling and the career paths that have taken us to work in the natural environment. And we have some students remark that they didn't realize that there were jobs in this area and how great it would be to work outside, at least part of the time, improving their natural areas.
Great. Well, it's key that you keep a connection and just keep back and forth with them, and especially the ones that are keen on that career path. And of course, you guys you are mentors already by doing the work that you've done. So are you going to plan to build upon this for the future and keep it going and get into more schools?
Yes, so definitely. So this year we've already run programs for enhancing the urban forest and riparian rescue in Georgetown, as well as doing species invaders programs along McCraney Creek in Oakville. And beyond that, we're working on building our partnerships and our funding base and getting out to engage schools across the watershed.
Excellent. Well, I know everybody has a vision of tree planting, and we've probably already, we've been engaged with that, Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, but what does riparian rescue involve?
So riparian rescue focuses on the areas adjacent to streams and rivers and water bodies. Those areas are particularly important in protecting water quality in our streams and rivers. So we want those areas to have a natural buffer of vegetation. And in some cases, that buffer has been reduced greatly. So as part of the program for riparian rescue, we go out and we do a virtual presentation to a school. This program was developed during the pandemic when we weren't allowed to go into school. Yeah. So We would do a virtual program, teach the kids about riparian areas, the importance of native plants, and the positive effect that natural riparian areas have on water quality. And then we provide them with a riparian rescue kit that has everything they need to grow dogwood cuttings in class. So they'll plant them and grow them and look after them for about a month to 2 months. And at that time, we'll come and pick them up, and our stewardship department will plant them in riparian areas around the watershed, or occasionally, if there is an area within walking distance of the school, we'll involve the school in doing the planting.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you could just touch upon the invasive species work that you do.
Yeah.
It's I can picture it just kind of like, wow, but there's much more to it than just pulling plants. Like there's
Right. So it's called the Species Invaders Program. And so we go into the classroom and we talk to the students about invasive species, and particularly the invasive species in their local area. We talk about the threats that they pose to our natural forest ecosystems. And then we go over how they got here, how they spread, and then what the kids can do to prevent them, new ones from arriving, and to help control the species that are currently in their neighborhoods. So we'll go over the sort of ID of the local species and how to remove them. We'll go over what we'll do in an outdoor activity where we remove the invasive species. We'll go over the safety and the tools. We use things like tree wrenches or extractigators to remove trees, sometimes shovels as well. Yeah, so there's lots of activity involved, and the kids get a little bit competitive about which and how many invasives they remove.
Love it.
And then after that's done, we do about an hour of invasive removal with a class, and then an hour of underplanting. So in many areas where there are a lot of invasives, the understory of the forest has been impacted negatively. And we want to restore the diversity in that area. So we'll plant trees, shrubs, and non-woody plants. So wildflowers, grasses, and sedges, and things like that to help restore the sustainability of the forest.
Amazing. What a great, again, you have so many platforms to work from on this program. So pleased to hear that. So before I let you go, it's tradition on the Pricklethorn 3-minute pep talk that I always give you a couple of quick hit questions towards the end. It's part of the deal. You can't get out of it. So first question, what's your favorite tree?
The cottonwood.
Where's your favorite local spot?
Oh, well, I like to go along the Niagara Escarpment.
So where in the world would you like to go to take in trees on a grander scale?
I would like to go to see the giant sequoias in the US state of California.
Thanks for telling us all about your program. And I can soundly say on behalf of the Canadian Tree Fund Board of Directors that we are proud and pleased with the results and the positive impacts that the programs had both on students and the community at large. So yeah, Sandra, keep on keeping on and keep in touch with us. And thank you so much for coming out and participating in my 3-minute pep talk. Thanks.
Thank you very much for inviting us. It's been fun to take part.
Take care. See you in the